Hello, today I'm going to do my first in my record collection. Everyone's calling it my vinyl record collection, and it will be mostly records. This is a near complete Carolina Rainbow record collection. It includes cassettes and CDs. And I'm not going to do them in any particular order. Just going to show you the variety of Carolina Rainbow. The first is the one you could not do without. It's their first album. Comes in a box, and it's called Rear End Hernia Puppet Show. So you see the album, and then you see all this random crap that's thrown in. A little messy. So we're going to move on to the next Rear End Hernia Puppet Show. Pretty amazing first LP by the band. Like I said, I'm not putting these in order. This is Strike Them Hard, Drag Them to Church. And it folds out. I'm actually kind of going to have a hard time opening some of these because they're pretty brittle. But these are all handmade covers. Pretty amazing stuff. This one is Sell Heel Holler. It's really hard to make it out, so I apologize if I get any wrong. But this comes in an adult diaper bag with this thing. I think it was like scraped on the floor at the Carolina Institute. So, and this looks like the Transcontinental Pine Cone Collector. I think it's fairly recent. It feels like a wallpaper, some border wallpaper stuff. Which I don't know. Do people still wallpaper? And they always have lyrics. If there's lyrics on them, there's a few that are instrumental, but they always come with a lyric sheet, and it's very important to have the lyric sheet. They say. This is Two Do's, and I think, let's see, Two Do's, let me see, like I said, some of these are very difficult to pull out, but this is, this isn't an older one, but pretty good stuff. Now we're coming to my very favorite, which is The Rise of the Common Woodpile. So I believe it was originally it was released in a big envelope with all this silkscreen stuff. And it's still in the original shrink wrap. I think I was afraid to take it off and tear half the printing away with it. That's probably the only reason it's still in there. But anyway, Rise of the Common Woodpile, my all-time favorite Carolina. Probably the most accessible of the material, in my opinion. Wine Can't Do It, Wife Won't Do. This is the double LP, and this one is water damaged and has, as you can see, there's like mold on it. I believe there was a fire or a flood or something, and when I saw them in, I think 2003, when this came out, saw them live, they didn't have any copies of it, so I managed to get one through mail order. And this is a 7-inch and a 12-inch format. Really not too much to this one. Pretty bare bones, but they carefully cut the cardboard out, as you can see, for your enjoyment. And a classic, total classic, is Cooking Stove Beast, which Cooking Stove Beast is wrapped in the tablecloth or something. Look, they got Egyptian. I never noticed that before. Of course, I don't look at it a lot, but anyway, it's pretty amazing record. Got to be careful with these. Oh geez, maybe that's why I don't look at it much, because it came all undone. Here's a rather odd one. This is the Rings on the Awkward Shadow. It's another double, and I believe this was mastered on a wire recorder. They probably, I don't know if they recorded it directly or they just mastered it onto. But it's 2 albums of half the stuff you can't. There's like not many frequencies in there. Sorry for the technical jargon. And then Saber Waving Saracen Wall. A classic. And once again, handmade. They're all handmade. This is silk screened out the wazoo, as you can see. Pretty cool. Still in the shrink. Not that that really matters, but this is. I'm armed with Quartz of Blood, and because I haven't taken it out of the shrink, I haven't been able to open the little magic doors to see what's behind it. And it's also, I think I kept it on to contain all the debris that's attached to the record. I mean, it's pretty scary stuff, you know. And then they said that every Caroliner says on their website that every 10th release they would do one of these. And this is our American Heritage Volume 1, and it has a photo. I think the photo kind of... Oh, okay. So that's how it's supposed to sit. No, wait a minute, like this. Wait a minute, like this. Anyway, it's silk screened. It looks like they repurposed a record, the Ultraviolet Catastrophe, The Trip, the remixes, and they turned it inside out and silk screened their cover onto an old album cover. Pretty cool. And this is, once again, this is a photo, an actual photo glued or taped or something to the cover. This is another 7-inch and a 12-inch. I think it's their latest one, and I can't. Oh yes, Smoke Lunation Tour. Anyway, it's I don't know if this one's kind of, instead of the cardboard diamond cutout, this has sheet music and silk screening, and they've cut through, and as usual they silk screen through the paper right onto the record label, which sometimes on some of the 7 inches they actually get the silk screen into the grooves, because the grooves run so close to the label, and you know, you get to hear that. And this is Banknotes and Dreams. So there's some kind of ledger, old antique ledger ripped off and put on this cover. I know it's handmade. I don't know if this is silk screen or not, but there it is. Then we got they got I think a song or two on this live from the Afterworld. So it's a double LP, and this wasn't too hard tracking down, as was the next one, which I thought would be hard tracking down, but it wasn't. It looks like has like a private release thing to it. Fear of Pop Music Volume 1. And Caroliner has an inclusion on here too. And we're getting down into the smaller records. This is a 7-inch, but it's in like a house-shaped thing with, tells you about it's a split with Commode Minstrels and Bullface. Theme from the destruction of the Turd Man. Pretty nice. And there's the record. It's falling out. As you can see, that's why I keep it in that sleeve. And then this is a Flexi Wingnut fanzine, Flexi 3. Really lucky to find this. There's one track on here. And by the way, I'm going to put the list of everything that I know of by Carolina Rainbow in the description. So since I can't remember everything about them, I've been listening to them for many years. I do listen to all these. Now they've been releasing their own CDs with handmade covers with the lyric sheet. They still have the lyric sheet. It's very important to have the lyric sheet, they say. And if you can figure out which song is, because it's not, they don't make it easy for you. But this is, I believe this is Cooking Stove Beast. I had it upside down, sorry. The Cooking Stove Beast CD, self-released. And then, of course, they really do justice to Rise of the Common Woodpile, because the CD release is in an envelope, and it's all, silk screened. Love it, love it. Nice stuff, huh? And then the really hard one, Wine Can't Do It, Wife Won't Do CD release. It's funny because these, they silk screened or whatever they did on these discs. It actually comes over into the other side. It plays in my car, but it won't. The computer doesn't recognize it. So I was, interesting. So this is, they have their CD release. Beware of silkscreen CDs of the rare Wine Can't Do It, Wife Won't Do LP. There. And let's see. This is the, for some reason they found it necessary, somebody found it necessary to release, it says sides 3 and 4 of Rings on the Awkward Shadow, but I think that's incorrect. I think it's side 1 and 2. But that doesn't really matter. I have the, I don't need the CD. I have the LP. And then this was an instrumental that they released around the time when I last saw them tour. They did have this, which was an 1800s effectuation and instrumental review. So this is silk screened, pretty crazy, and there's the inner artwork. They always have, as far as I know, the first time they released something on CD only, and it's the 1800s effectuant in an instrumental review, silk screened. As you can see, as they all are, silk screen. And so I'm going to get into, finish with the vinyl. This is the Womp Records. I think it's 2 7-inch. They have at least one song in there. I don't remember. And here's a 45. I don't believe that's a split, but I think it's Ardelli Horse Heaven, whatever. It's pretty rough. It was stickered shut at one time, as you can see. It still has some stick left in it. Of course, the important lyrics, or whatever that is, and then here's the silk screen that went into the grooves. And then here's a split with Culture Side. Split 7-inch by Carolina. It actually has a normal inner sleeve thing, but it's silk screen on the Carolina side at least. I'm not going to take that out of there. Here's a split Carolina with Eeyore Guzzler. and looks like they glued part of a woman's panty here, and then looks like it's a colored record, red, and so that's that 7-inch. Legs go something something something. This one's, I'm not even going to pull it out. It's like some porn picture here, and it's got all this piece of a dress with buttons on it or something. And then Bead, I think this is Bead Trails to Jardunne, which, anyway, that's a 7-inch with silkscreen. Pretty cool cover. Pretty amazing. I had it the wrong way there. And here's a CD comp. Comes in like a film box. Looks like it's just one CD, 2 CDs. And that's why it's in a box with all these inserts. And there's a track or two by Carolina on this CD comp. String of Artifacts, the name. Sidereal Rest. Actually in a genuine jewel case. Carolina track on there. Banana Fish, or this is Steppin' on Satan's Foot. And they have a track or two, probably just a track. I don't remember. And that was Soluble Fish. That's what I was thinking of. Soluble Fish. There. Carolina Rainbow is on this. Looks like there's some glare on the plastic. So they're on that. And then here's a track, the cassette, which this was not easy to track down, but I got it pretty expensive. There's all kinds of, I think there's like an elephant thing. I'm not even going to open this up. It's rubber banded. And somebody wrote cassette on the rubber band. It's got this drawing. Last thing is, this is the Steeple Snakes 7-inch, which is Carolina related. I do have other Carolina related stuff, but this was just in with the Carolina 45, so that's why you get that. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed checking out all the Carolina Rainbow stuff, all the guts, the bits and pieces, and check back for more oddball record collection. I'll probably be doing less CDs. I included CDs and cassettes with this because it's, even though I'm not a completist, this is a fairly complete thing. There's a couple really oddballs of Carolina I don't have, and there's, I think, one record or a double record with 2 songs by them I don't have, but you can hear them online, and I will get it. But anyway, I'll list the my whole compiled Carolina list that I have on the description below.